What's happening now across the Niagara frontier? News stories, old stories, stuff you know about and stuff you'd never believe. It's the Niagara Hub Soapbox with Craig Avery.
All right, are we ready to rumble?
We're ready.
Let's talk about lay sale.
Niagara Street.
I'm only kidding. All right, we got the king and the prince of Niagara Street here, right?
Well, our president is not here.
The president. All right, well, anyway, we do have Nick DiAgostino and Ron Anderluh, famous people in this town, especially in the Niagara Street area here. These guys just want to talk about what's happening on that end of town. It's a hopping little strip of some nice businesses that work together well, and it's probably because of a lot of the work you guys have done. You did Santa Claus one time, didn't you?
Yes, I do every year at Niagara Street School.
There you go. He's the man. So, and I remember they were shopping for a Mrs. Santa Claus last year, right up to the last
It
minute.
was Lola McCurry. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Did you get to interview the potential wives or what?
No. I just gave the kids a little bag that the business association divides for all the kids.
Yeah, every year
Cool.
we do that annual Christmas party for the Niagara Street School, and we start off at our gazebo at Gill Creek Park, and we wait for the Holly Trolley to come, the city's Holly Trolley to come.
The Holly Trial.
Yeah, we have our own choir there from Niagara Street School singing Christmas carols, waiting for the trolley to come, and then the trolley comes, and their Santa Claus comes out, and a couple of elves, and some more choirs from one of the local middle schools and that. And then we have a little march down to the Niagara Street School. And we have probably, 250, 300
Well,
kids.
one year it was almost 400 kids, and last year it was 250, 300 kids.
Wow.
And we supply the pizza, the cookies, and the little bags that Santa Claus gives out. And we had some entertainment this year by Adele's School of Dance, and it was a great time. And
That's very typical of the things you guys do. And I've done Santa Claus many years. It's a great thing. But in general, as I said, you guys have a nice little community going. How did you two specifically hook up together?
Okay, I'll tell you that one.
Yeah, I want to hear how you met Ron. I want to know what he was like in his wild and crazy days. 'Cause he's just in his crazy days now. Right?
See, I used to be, I'm a member of the East Side Block Club, and they were worrying about what was happening with the Niagara Street Business Association, because the late Franz Scarfone had just recently passed, and things were in quite disarray. So, we were meeting at the time behind Joanne's Village Gate in the backyard there, or what do you call it, smoking area. And I met him for the first time, and I go, well, we're going to end up having to be working a lot together, because we got to address the community issues before you start bringing in more businesses. We guys try and clean up what we can and enhance the area more, because the association was fledgling at the time. So I didn't know him, and he didn't know me. So now I get the guy nightmares.
Really? I'm surprised you didn't first do like a DNA to make sure you weren't long lost brothers or something.
No,
You could have gone on Oprah with that one, with you two.
Fran and I worked together for many years there. Matter of fact, I used to run their festivals on Niagara Street there, and we used to call it a block party at that time before it got bigger, and then we moved it to Gill Creek Park.
So Niagara Street was organized as a business association for a
Yes.
long time.
Yeah, about 25 years?
Yeah, 91 they started. Yeah, yep.
And we try to work with the businesses, but our motto is we also work with the entire community, because we try to improve the quality of life issues. And that could be anything from crime and prostitutes, and cleaning up the streets, better lighting, roads, sidewalks, as well as trying to promote new business in the area. And that's principally our goal, is to promote new businesses in the area. And we always felt that in order to have a good business area, you gotta have a good community behind it. So they both go hand in hand.
And that doesn't just happen, Ron. You know, I know you spend a lot of time every week at the council meetings that you're spending.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't just, oh, I'm gonna plan an event and you're in and out. You are a full-time ambassador to that group. I think they're lucky to have you guys.
Well, I enjoy it, and you know, at the time it gets a little rough in that, but we work everything out. And good thing is we got a good rapport with City Hall. I mean, I'm in all the department heads that help us, and we help them. It's kind of a hand-in-hand situation. And DPW, especially, you know, if I need something from them, they're right there to help us out. Whether we need a certain street cleaned up, or if there's a certain problem with trash in an area or an alley that needs cleaning up, and they've been right there. And as for Gill Creek Park, you know, they cut the grass for us, and basically we take care of everything else in the park. We go after monies to get things done, and that's what it takes. It takes working together. And you had mentioned the city council meetings, and I said I wouldn't bring it up again, but you know, that's what it's going to take to get us through this tough period of time with the budget. We've got to work together. And I told them at Monday city council meeting, not only we got to sit down, the council, the mayor, and you know, the community's got to get behind them too. I mean, everyone can come up there and blame this and blame that. Let's not put the blame on anybody. Let's just get the problems resolved and do it. And
Right.
That's how it's going to happen.
And again, you speak to the relationship you have, the city workers that come and do that work. I also noticed that they actually volunteer and help you on some things, and that wouldn't happen if you didn't do a good job yourself. They're not gonna spend their personal time helping one area of the city. You have a great.
Well, it's all a matter of respect too. You know, if you respect them, and everyone sees them. Sometimes there might be 3 guys digging, and then 5 or 6 guys standing around, but they don't know the details behind why they're standing around. Whether it's a union issue or that, where the truck driver drives the truck. That's what he does. He
Right.
can't pick up a shovel.
Right.
And if it's an electrician there, he can't do anything but electrical. And that's the way it is. But, you know, these guys work hard. We've had them, they put up our shelter this year, our new shelter.
Yeah, we had a lunch for them,
Yeah, we got community development through a grant through community development. Took us 2 years to get that shelter up, but persistence and everyone working together, we did it. Dave Kenny and Public Works and our organization and community develop all came together. We resolved the problem, got the thing going, and boom, it was up in a matter of about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And we had about 30 people working on that shelter, and they did a fantastic job from the ground up. And
You also had workers from National Grid.
yeah,
that right?
that's another story.
That's another success story. Huh?
Matter of fact, they've been. Let me just finish this story.
Okay,
with
sorry,
you.
man. I thought it was all tied in together here. You guys
No.
you're
No,
multifaceted.
the city, when they were putting up the shelter, you know, the job was all done. It was beautiful, and so we decided to have a party there for the city workers. Niagara Street, we had hot dogs, hamburgers, and everything. And we did it in such a time where they could come on their lunch hour and do it. And we had about, 25, 30 people there.
Yeah, at least pulling the trucks up and everything. Yeah.
This was our appreciation for what they did, and it went a long way in the papers, and people saw it, and so, these people do work hard in that, and they do a good job. But like I say, it's all a matter of respect. And you had mentioned National Grid. We've got a good rapport with National Grid.
Sorry for the interruption. The genie wants to come out of her bottle, I think, over there. So,
Okay, we can have her on the air, because we can use a couple of
that's
wishes
when we
here
turn
for
the
the city.
cameras off. Ron.
We can use a couple of wishes for the city here.
All right, National Grid.
So National Grid, it all goes back, we had the Niagara Gazette that wanted to do a little article on us. And Nick and I were standing at the gazebo, 2 dark shadows standing in the gazebo, and the Gazette took this photo and it was in the paper. And we had a little story about what the park was doing, how we were doing it, and how we were getting
Bring
it
life
done.
back to it, yep.
Yeah, so National Grid saw this, and they gave us a call and said, hey, we would like to do a project. I said, well, great, that's fantastic. So they came in the first year. The first project was a basic cleanup. We cleaned up the whole park. We did little landscaping around the gazebo.
They planted like 40-some trees.
40-something trees.
At the park and also in the Echoda neighborhood,
Yeah.
which is right next to us.
Yeah. Now you got a picture of National Grid now. It's a big corporation. They brought out probably 50 employees. They give them the day off. They still get paid when they're out here, but they all come out and they volunteer. They bring their equipment, they bring the personnel, and it's not only management working, but there's also the regular workers working on that. And that's what makes it successful. And if you would have come down Niagara Street on that day, all these Niagara National Grid trucks, the tractors, everything,
Yeah,
they
they-
lined up all the way down the
August to
street.
dig the tree and plop the tree
Yeah,
in, done.
Excellent.
And that's how we got started, and we worked so well together that they've been back every year since.
Yes, they,
And
Now, they don't call you guys when there's a power failure, you have to go up on a pole or anything and help them out, do you?
no,
All
no.
right,
no.
I wouldn't want to do that.
But they helped us. They put in a wall around our flags. They built that. That was a big project too.
Yeah, that was all
We-
The place
donated.
looks great. Now that venue is your concerts in the summer, right? Your people are out there, that park is,
Yeah, we started
Great.
concerts probably 4 years. I think going on our 5th year.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
started off with about 8 concerts. Now we're up to 12.
50 to 80 people maybe, and you know, if that, then the work that caught on.
yeah.
Especially for all the
Yeah.
older folks that got nothing to do. The people walking down Niagara Street, everyone's saying, "What's going on? Is there a parade?" And you know, everyone just heading down to the park.
Wow.
And the key
that's
to
great.
that is that we don't ask the city for any money for our concerts. We go out and we get sponsors, and we line up all our sponsors. We line up all our bands. This year we'll have 12 concerts going, starting June the 12th and ending August the 28th. And they usually run between 7 and 9 during the months of June and July, and then August we move them up to 6 to 8. And we draw anywhere from 200 to 500 people.
All local bands too. Yep.
Yeah, we try to keep local bands, and it's been fantastic. Each year it grows big. We have a 50-50 there to help offset it, and we have some food vendors there, so everyone comes out and we have a great time.
You have your chicken dinners periodically at the bakery, right?
Yeah, that's you know,
It's
there
excellent
again.
stuff.
There again, for an organization to survive, and you can't really survive on just membership dues. I don't care who you are or what you are. You have to go out, become self-sustainable, and raise your own money. And one of the ways we do it is through the chicken and rib dinners, and we have anywhere from 3 to 4 a year at the bakery restaurant, and that keeps our budget going. So we don't believe in carrying a lot of money in our budget because we like to see it being used in the community. We help. We have adopted Niagara Street School. We help them out a lot. We help the Francis Center, which is on 24th, and they have some after-school programs, and we help them get some computer needs and things like that. And we also help individuals too when we can. And that. And but this year, like I said, we've got 12 concerts in the park. And that's going to be a nice time. We always have a good time there. And then our festival, our international festival, is going to be June 22nd and 23rd, and we're bringing back the amusement rides this year. And we're doing something a little different this year. We're trying to get all the local, like churches and that. We're not going to charge them a vendor fee, but each of these churches have their own reason for raising money to help their own organizations. And we're going to let them come into our and help them raise money at our festival, because we want it to be a community.
Local neighborhood like
Yeah,
yes,
it's not
sure.
it's not like a a big festival for the entire city, but everyone's welcome, but we try to keep it local. And we bring in bands, and we have bands playing. We bring in some international flavor to it as much as we can. Irish dancers, Niagara experienced players come, and
One year we had a German band there.
we have German and Scotch bands.
And the Scottish, yeah, the
People
Scottish
like
Highlands.
more of the rock and roll kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true too. Younger
Yeah.
crowd.
Sure.
But
sure.
like I say, we're going to try to get more people involved in it with the churches and non-for-profits.
And you've got some great businesses on the street that I'm sure you enjoy. You know, you've got Gross PHC, which has been helping everybody in this town for a long time. You've got the pizza oven, right? That the pizza oven won the best pizza in town straw poll from the Niagara Hub. We got more calls about the pizza oven. You've got a new restaurant. What's that
Tummy's.
cuisine? It's
Tommy's, yeah.
and what is Tummy's?
It's the first Hispanic, or if you like to say Puerto Rican American restaurant in the city, because you always hear going to Buffalo, like to taste the buffalo.
Yeah.
You see all this different food.
And what do you think? What's the best stuff they got there? Have you eaten there?
Yeah, yes. The,
Good?
Echo Pearl, and it's like a sandwich filled with like hamburger with spices and like onions in it. And
They also have
good.
American food there too.
Yeah,
You can go
hoagies.
there on a Sunday, you can get a whole dinner to take home for a real reasonable price, so you don't even have to cook.
Cool.
And,
We gotta try it out.
We got Kobans,
Got Kobe.
good
that's
Polish
right.
food,
Excellent,
and,
excellent.
we got the bakery restaurant,
Polish Nook.
Polish Nook, and now we've added the Topper Social Club on 19th Street.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we've got good
Understand,
food
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Good entertainment. So we want to promote all this year, and you know, we don't have a lot of empty buildings on Niagara Street, and if we did, we'd be able to try to get more development on Niagara Street, and that's the key. We want
That's a
to
good-
build up our strip, and
Excellent.
it's looking good, it's getting clean.
From Portage down, I'll try to assess from Portage up to John Daly Boulevard. 1.5 of it being kept up clean through the what do they call it, Niagara Falls redevelopment.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. That, and on the other side, we've been trying to address that.
NFR's been a good partner and a good neighbor. I mean, they really take good care of their property. I mean, it's always cut and clean. If there's a problem, all I do is pick up the phone, I'll call Roger, and he'll take care of it.
They patrol that property every day. If there's
If I see
graffiti,
some-
it's taken off
Yeah.
the next day.
I've called
do a
them.
great
I've
job.
called them several times because I've seen people on one of their buildings are doing something, and I'd call him and he'd take care of it. And but they're good neighbors. They help our organization out a lot, as well as other organizations around town.
Great.
Why don't you tell them about our flag program?
Okay. Well, we devised our putting up flags along the street. Whose idea was it? You and Jim? It came up. Ron and Jim come up with the idea for it. So what we did, we applied for the grants through a county and bridge commission grant,
Matching grant, yeah.
and they had by the poles and flags. So when we first started out, we just used the international flags. You know, we just put them up along, and a few people didn't like it because they didn't like different nationalities being next to each other. You know, like we care. You know, we're trying to brighten it up. So now we stagger them with American nationality, but at the end of the road, you have to end up with an American flag. You know, flag.
So the U.S. once again is in the middle of everything.
I'll get
right?
calls
There
like,
you go.
"Hey, you know where you should have the
Whatever.
the Lebanese flag
Chinese
at
flag, Puerto Rico, yeah.
9th and Niagara, because the church is down the street there." And then, but the whole key to the flag program is that the flags we have represented there are all the different nationalities that help settle the east side, because the east side was the cradle of Niagara Falls at one time.
Huh.
The Italians lived there, the Scottish, they all started off there before they migrated into their own neighborhoods. And going through, I got all this information through Bill Fader's book.
Oh, yes.
And he lists all the different nationalities, and those are the ones that we got all the flags for. But somebody would call me up and say, how come you don't have a Puerto Rican flag up? I said, well, we
But
really.
it wasn't a country then. Matter of fact, it's a common.
They didn't.
They didn't have boats back then to get
on
here.
that, but, you know, it's been a very successful program. It dresses up the street. And matter of fact, Chris Steinoff, I got them last year. We go from Hyde Park Boulevard all the way to John Daly with these flags. We put up over 110 flags.
Yep.
And then I've asked Chris if the Downtown Business Association would take over from John Daly all the way to the Rainbow Bridge. And they did that this year. So it looked good from all the way down. And because really, Niagara Street is the entranceway to Niagara Falls. If you look at it.
Yeah.
And we want it
That's
looking
where
good.
you come from, yeah.
We want it looking good, you know. Across from the casino, we need some work on some of the buildings and things like that. But it's coming, and we
Great.
try to we try to keep on top of all the local issues too. I get calls all the time about you know, drug houses and that, and I work very, very closely, or I should say we work very, very closely with the Niagara Falls Police Department and also with
The block clubs in there.
block clubs. We have about 5 or 6 block clubs in our area.
It was up to 11, but you know the block clubs, almost like as Mr. Spurbeck had explained it in the last year's retreat, or excuse me, this year's retreat. A lot of people come and go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's hard to sustain you know community involvement.
Sure.
Yeah. I try to keep all the block clubs up to date on everything. I've tried to get them all in one time to meet and discuss all our common problems, but we are a business organization, and within this business organization is this community, and made up of some of these block clubs, and we kind of oversee everything. You know, each block club has their own entity, and they're under the leadership of the block club council. So we don't try to interfere with them, but we try to work together with everybody.
Sure,
in our
we've had those meetings here many
Yeah.
times, just to get everybody
Yeah.
on the same page. This is what we're doing here, just like you talking to Chris about the flags, you know.
Right,
you know.
and that's how things get done, you know.
And that sounds easy, but there's a lot of red tape in getting the flags, right? You gotta
Oh
get
man,
permission
you
to
gotta
put
have
them
there's-
insurance, you gotta have insurance, you gotta get
Yes.
an okay from the
Verizon,
National Grid,
yeah,
Verizon, in
all-
order
yeah.
to put it up, an application, boom, 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 and everyone says you just, and then you gotta put them up. We put up our own flag, we don't ask the city to put up our flags.
You, what do you stand on his shoulders, or what? How do you?
We
them up?
get, we get a ladder and,
Ladder or
or,
man lift thing.
yeah,
they had
but
one
we've
year.
done it several ways over, but we get them up, and we like to.
And then how long can they stay? You just leave them? They still up?
No. The only flags that we left up this year was the ones in the park, and
So you take them down and store them, and
but we do lose a lot of them, not to theft, but mostly
Excuse me.
mostly to
Bad
wind.
weather,
And
and on
Yeah,
telephone
oh, yeah,
poles,
you
some
can't-
of
So
them had
that's,
nails and they're old and it catches and rips.
it's a high maintenance because those flags aren't cheap. Depending on the country, the flag alone might cost you $70 just for the flag.
And
then
do you work with Old Glory flag to get those,
Yes,
or what?
sir.
See,
John-
look at that. We just
John Cooper, and we've been working with him for years on.
and he can get you any country's flag and all that.
Yeah, we got a whole catalog.
In fact, I bought up at a meeting.
That's one of our flags you got on your wall there that we gave you.
That's right. We salute it every day.
I brought up at a meeting there about using the 9/11 flag with all the names on it right by the fire hall there on Hyde Park Boulevard, because they have a piece from the old World Trade Center. I don't know if you've seen it in the
Maybe
front.
we should
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
For the ceremony, sure.
And,
Well, look, I just, this is great. You guys came. We folks, when you're out saying, where should we go for dinner tonight? Think about Niagara Street. Think about those restaurants we talked about. They certainly are putting a lot of effort into making it a safe and enjoyable place. The concerts are what nights of the week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday nights. Cruise on down, and you get like, who do you get? You get the Who plays there, right?
Yeah,
McCartney comes by once in a while.
McCartney, yeah, oh yeah.
That's good, it's good entertainment.
Casey and the Sunshine's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, they come, but every time they show up, the sun goes away and it pours rain.
We've been lucky over the last 5 years. I don't think
Yeah.
we've had maybe 2 or 3 rain dates.
Yeah, the one was a chicken and rib outdoor cookout we had, and it was
Oh,
raining
they
and raining.
You should do a thing where you just pick your own chicken, just have them running around the park, and then you can pick your own and
Well, it's okay.
hook it up.
When we had the festival, we got Tom the Turkey running around.
Yeah.
Really?
Real turkey.
Lakeview Animal Sanctuary, they always come out with their animals. And we even supported them, they had a big fire this past year, and they lost some of their animals, they lost their storage and
The
that.
barn,
And we
yeah.
made a contribution to them also, so we try to help out where we can, and, but
Time the turkey.
all our money goes back, and I don't get paid anything, Nick doesn't get paid anything. There was a time where the city, for a couple of years, we had what we called, I'm still the revitalization coordinator for the Niagara Street Buisness Association. They would pay us $12,000 a year, but most of the money that I got went right back into the organization, and but we don't have that now, so we reach in our own pockets a lot too. So, but
Very good. Well, thanks, guys.
Well, I've always said nothing wrong with being nice.
There you go. That's a good good theory to go on here. Speaking of $12,000, that's what Mike Murphy paid to get us to drink out of his coffee cups. That's why I spun it like I
Hey,
did,
Murphy.
see?
Oh,
So there you
I'm
go. That's
advertising
product placement. What have you
Smoky
got
Mountains.
here?
Smoky Mountains.
Smoky Mountains. Well, we're going to call their Chamber of Commerce and say, watch this. There, this is the best advertisement they've had. So, all right, cool. Now, don't worry, guys. We can edit this anything. So this is running, but I think we're done.
Did you
So we
want
can cut it off
to
anytime.
discuss future plans or anything?
Well, I don't know. You want to talk about future
National,
plans?
we mentioned National Grid,
What's happening
they're
in the
coming
future?
back this year,
Yep.
and we're putting in a couple of volleyball courts,
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
With sand or what?
sand.
Sand volleyball. We could have beach volleyball tournaments.
And I've already talked with Jimmy's Bar on Niagara, so we didn't mention Jimmy's, a good Scottish
It's a
bar.
great place, yes.
And he'd like to start leagues.
Beach volleyball.
Bakery would like to start a league, and maybe Coban's have these leagues going every night
And
of the
then you
week.
just go right over there at the end of the game and
And have a few brewskis,
yeah, I like it.
And they're coming back with their whole crew again, and we're very, very thankful for that. And then we have our big citywide cleanup coming up on the 20th of
April, yes.
April, and we clean up everything from Hyde Park all the way down to Portage on both sides of the street. And Niagara Street school kids come out, clean up around the school, and they come down to the park and pick up papers and that. So we get everybody involved.
And last year we had the Border Patrol and Buffalo Niagara River
Yes.
Keepers. They put waders on and went right in the creek and had like 35 bags of garbage.
Oh my
Shopping
God.
carts, everything in there. So.
Great.
And that's basically what we're doing this year.
Well, future, what we'd like to have also too is enhance the park, as we have said in the newspaper article, to set up for the future generations. You know, we'll work on trying to get a playground in. We're trying to, you know,
Yes,
make
yes.
one half like sports side, because the old playground was in a bad spot and it was.
Is there
old
room
and
for a
antique.
baseball diamond? Is it that
Not
big or
anymore. We worked with the Midtown Little League there. At first, I thought there was interest in putting in, but they need 3.
Ah,
And I think they're pretty well settled on going where the
a
high
soccer
school.
field or a lacrosse field or something? Is there room or not really?
Oh, it is.
It's got to be leveled out, but we got
Roller derby. Get a roller derby thing. Yeah.
Speaking on the quality of life issues, where we always, I drive the streets every day, and I look out for houses that are pretty well gone, and I make a list of
Yep.
demolitions.
Demolitions
I
and
turn
there's
it
streets
into
that
the
need to be
city.
paved.
I turn in all the
Yep.
cities. We don't always get them, but we get our fair share. There's some of them, like 24th Street, that has to be done, but that's a big project. 27th Street, there's some parts of East Fall Street that have to be done, and so we keep on top of it. Eventually, it gets done. Curbs, bridge work, and all that. People don't realize exactly what we do, but you're only as good as you want to be.
If it wasn't for you guys, it'd be neglected. The city wouldn't be paying attention. No one the squeaky wheel.
Well,
So you guys are squeaky, all right.
Well, one of the things we try not to do is like to have like a competition. Like last year for the festivals, we tried to have at the same time as Main Street had the Arts and Crafts Festival. So we set up, working together, set up the we call it, Holly Trolley or whatever it is.
Yeah,
They set up something, go to all the different venues. And it was, everybody said, oh, it's too much to do now. And you know, everyone's always crying, there's nothing to do. So now we're having it at different times, but as I spoke at the city council meeting, it isn't no competition, like we have more prettier trees than you, we got more flowers than you. Hopefully it'll work out, everyone working together. Cause that's a lot what we look at is smiles on the faces of the citizens, your common citizens, the kids, the seniors, the adults, especially young adults moving back to the area.
We get more calls from people saying, wow, Niagara Street looks good, and it makes us feel good because you know, we put a lot of work in it. A lot of people don't know exactly all we do. They just see, maybe see me at the council meeting, and but I'm there for a reason. And
well, it does. Too many people are going right up the parkway and they go right by you. You know, well, they could be using that and take a little detour, see what's going on, see some new sights.
we're trying to change that too because
Yeah,
the
we're on the
overall
steering
plan
committee,
of the Buffalo Avenue.
Industrial corridor,
Yeah.
and that's the Brownfields Opportunity Act. They just recently started, almost completed the one up in the north end.
Right.
So now, hopefully now we start pushing to the south end here.
Plan calls for a three-phase program where we finished phase one. It's about 1,600 acres of brownfields between the Grand Island Bridge and John Daly Boulevard. And plans that we had a lot of input from the community in that, and then we put together a plan. You know, taking out the parkway from the Grand Island Bridge all the way downtown, making it a one like more of a park-like road, like they want to do on the other section, and then turning after all these brownfields are cleaned up, turning that land into either recreational.
Light industrial or even condominiums or something.
Houses, condominiums, hotels. But with the Robert Moses being out, extend the Lifestyle Expressway, bring it down to Hyde Park Boulevard, you put a traffic circle in there, they get off there, they can either go down Buffalo Avenue to downtown, they can go down Hyde Park to Niagara Street, or Pine Avenue, and then down to Main Street.
And it wouldn't bother the trucks, the semis, it wouldn't bother them because they can go
Rather
go
just
straight
getting on
Broadway.
that Robert Moses, going downtown or going straight to Canada. We want to drive them through our business districts.
That's right, and that's the whole thing. You can't have this road going to the falls.
Open up
These people will find the falls anyway.
Right to the river, because the Neck has a beautiful thing. We have a beautiful thing at the Portage and Falls. If that was opened up all the way, 24th Street opened up all the way, Hyde Park, I mean, that would really expand the waterfront, similar like what you're gonna have up here in the north end.
Take back our waterfront, because where else in a city that you got all this beautiful waterfront and you can't do a thing with it?
Yeah.
But drive by it and that's it.
Yeah, drive by it. Can't even put your foot in the
Even
water.
the fishing now, the Niagara River anglers come once a year to Hyde Park and over Gill Creek.
Right.
And they throw in the brown trout. What are they throwing, like 1,000 at our area, and like maybe 5,000 at the Hyde Park Lake. Well,
and the kids come from Niagara Street School and help put the fish in.
Sure.
And the 1 year the mayor was there, and all the kids are marching down the street, mayor, you know.
Oh, funny. Well, that's great. That's what the community's all about, guys. Thanks for your good stuff. We'll cut it off now because people have to go to Niagara Street now. They have to get off their computer, stop watching you guys, and go and enjoy it, right?
Look at the flags and watch for the potholes at the same time.
You've got a meeting coming up now with Springsteen, don't you? Isn't he meeting you for his concert this summer? He'll be over, so go. Don't make him wait. He doesn't like to.
Yeah, we had to turn down Madonna, but...
Yeah, well, she's a little risky.
3 doors down, we gave them a call.
Yeah, well, that'll work. And they said, well, we're 4 doors at this point.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
The hub's doing a great
Thank you.
job.
good to see you.
Nice
Buddy.
talking with you.
Thank you, and come back.
Thank you.
All right.